Now, many of you already know that today marks the final day for the month of September, and this means that it is the last day that, of course, Nio need to make sure that they deliver as much, though we know, of course, that in China it's a holiday. There are some restrictions in the daily activities, meaning that they can't deliver as much as they were delivering in the previous weeks, especially from yesterday. As you know that in China, from yesterday until the 6th of October, it will be a holiday, meaning that, ladies and gents, even the daily activities won't be as much, which will have a huge or some impact into the kind of deliveries we see our favorite EV stocks like Nio producing for this week. Now, many of you already know that from the 1st until the 23rd of September, Nio saw total NAV insurance registration in China of around 13,900. And you will know that the guidance that Nio gave for Q3 is somewhere between 55 and 57,000, meaning that for the month of September, Nio is expecting to deliver somewhere between 15 and 17,000. Now, to get to see that from the NAV insurance registrations that were reported on Tuesday for last week, Nio was sitting a total accumulative from the 1st to the 23rd of September of around 13,900. It means that Nio is not very far off to get to the lower guidance, or to the 15,000, which is the lower guidance of their September deliveries. Now, most of you know that vehicles for this week are yet to be factored in, but something to note about vehicles of this week is that we know that things were normal from Monday until Thursday, but from yesterday and today things are not normal in China in terms of deliveries or daily activities, mainly due to the holidays that are taking place there. We don't even know if Nio he was delivering cars yesterday, or if whether they are delivering cars today. But if they are doing so, it won't be that much because of the holidays that are happening in China at the moment. Therefore, that means that, of course, even the kind of deliveries or NAV insurance registrations or deliveries for this week are not supposed or cannot be that much comparing to, of course, last week. We know that in the last week you usually get more deliveries coming out of our favorite EV stocks, but due to the fact that 2 days starting from yesterday and today, China is on holiday, we know that might result in Nio not probably being able to beat the kind of NAV insurance registrations they saw last week of around 4,100, which of course that might mean that Nio will struggle to get to 20,000 deliveries. Now, over and above the weeks or this week and NAV insurance registrations or deliveries that are still to be factored for this week, we all know that there are still the European deliveries, which also they need to be factored in, of course, on the September deliveries. And those deliveries, we don't know them as accurately as much. And one of the things you will know that from one of the senior executives of Nio, he said that, of course, some of the reports that get published of the kind of deliveries that Nio is making in Europe are sort of like wrong or are not accurate in terms of the numbers that, of course, Nio is selling in Europe. He said that in terms of the numbers, the actual numbers that Nio is producing in Europe, it's much more than what you see in the social medias. It's much more than what you see some of these reports telling you, which is something that must just brings us, or it gives us hope to say that, ladies and gents, we are to expect, or chances are high that we'll expect also some good deliveries coming in from Europe, because Europe, according to Nio, it is doing pretty good in terms of deliveries, and it is not as some of the medias are briefing us in the streets of social media. So I'm hopeful, or I remain hopeful, that even though we don't get to 20,000 deliveries, Nio is going to beat the guidance which they gave for their Q3, of course, deliveries, and that they gave the guidance, you know, the 55, 57,000 during their Q2 earnings. I know, or I believe that Nio, chances are very high that they will beat the delivery guidance they gave, regardless of the holiday or Chinese holidays. I personally believe that, though maybe we might not get to 20,000, but one thing for sure is I think we are going to beat the upper guidance of 17,000 deliveries, meaning that Nio is going to deliver over 17,000 deliveries for the month of September. Otherwise, before I forget the house rules, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video. and not a professional financial advisor. And I would appreciate if you can just hit the like button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about Nio's upcoming deliveries, or September deliveries, which they might be reported tomorrow or on Monday. But some of the months, one of the things that we've been seeing on Nio, if the first was falling on a Sunday, sometimes they would report on Monday. So we don't know if we are going to get them tomorrow or on Monday. But one thing for sure is that the moment we get those figures on this channel, you will know that this channel will be one of the very first channels to give you those kind of results, or the kind of deliveries that Nio reported for the month of September. So if you are a Nio fan, hit that subscribe button, because on this channel, Nio is one of the stocks that I talk a lot about. And whenever we get the latest developments around this stock, I try my best to be as quick as I can to give you those the news of Nio, around Nio. So hit that likes button if you're a Nio fan, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the kind of news that I give on a daily basis. So I'm very excited, and I know that though maybe we might not get to 20,000, over 17,000 will be good deliveries for Nio, and I'll be excited and look forward to the kind of deliveries that Nio will produce for the month of October. October already, you'll know that the first few days of October, the deliveries will also be impacted, because the holiday, as I've said in the beginning of this video, it started yesterday, and it's supposed to end somewhere around the 6th of October, meaning that even the couple of first few days of October, we are going to see deliveries of Nio being impacted a bit, together with all the other EVs, of course, that are, of course, delivering these vehicles in China. So I know that, of course, October will be impacted, but something that is good about October is that you'll know that the new CEO, what he said about October is that from October they are targeting to deliver around 30,000 vehicles, which will be so great to see Nio getting to that kind of deliveries on a month to month. I think if Nio can be able to pull that through, I think it will make so many of the Nio investors to be excited about the kind of deliveries that Nio is producing. I mean, we are already excited about Nio producing an average of around 20,000 deliveries, but it will be so much good and highly appreciated for Nio to also see themselves getting to the 30,000 deliveries on a month to month as soon as this month of October, as they said. So I'm hopeful, or I hope for the best in the upcoming months, and I hope that Nio gets to deliver the vehicles as they said they will, so that at least the investor sentiment can continue growing, and we see the share price of Nio also recovering. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy any of the very first time, it is always wise that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell when you see sharp falls, sharp drops sometimes onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.